Welcome to another episode of GameXPresents, the podcast. This is episode 9, and I'm Ekis.
I am Stuff.
This is Vitalino.
And today we're going to talk a little bit about the Chromecast.
You always try to go straight to the stories, man, and I always want to know how was your week?
I guess it's all business, man. See,
Uh,
I'm business, and you are the one who are supposed to.
I am as business as they pay me.
I'm what? ISFP.
You're an ISFP
Yeah. And I remember that because I salivate
for
for pie.
pie. Pie, that
Yeah,
was
I
it.
I salivate for pie.
Yes, pie is what we discussed.
I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody who's listening to this, but I salivate
We
for
are of
pie.
course talking about the Myers-Briggs personality. Um, I don't know if did we talk about that at all on the previous
No,
podcast?
maybe we can talk about that.
Um, for those that are not familiar, it is a personality test, and it's I like it. You know, it's something that has actually helped me out a lot in my life. Like, I am an INTP, and for the longest time, I used to think that there was a lot of things that were weird about me, and then I discovered this personality test, and I discovered other people that are also INTP, and we are very similar. So a lot of the things I used to question about myself all of a sudden were answered, and then I was able to see other things about myself that I hadn't even noticed, like things that we do that I hadn't even noticed are things that I do.
Yeah.
So when you would read about it, you'll be like, oh crap, like I do that all the time. Never realized that I never realized that was a thing.
Yeah, and sometimes you just need something like to show you, like help you understand yourself a little bit more, because sometimes
Correct.
you do stuff and you don't understand why you do it, but once you know do things or research about yourself and something like that, the test,
Like for
it'll help
example,
you.
I've always been somebody that I care about my friends and family and whatnot, but I've never been somebody that really goes like calling them or looking for them a lot. And sometimes in life you start wondering like, am I just an asshole? Like,
Yeah.
uh, but then I would read about INTPs and how they do that a lot. So I'm like, oh, okay, so there's a reason why I do it. It's not just me being a jackass. That's just the way we kind of are. So stuff like that just gets answered, and it's kind of nice.
Yeah, and how about you, Victorino? How was your weekend? What did you do? Do you do any plays? No game plays.
Oh,
I
You
think
I
play
try to, but for my partner in crime, he still doesn't want to play with me.
well, you can do what's it called, in the solo plays. Oh yeah, I guess right now we're still in the process of finishing up the Smash Brothers,
Yes, we are.
and
We're trying to bring back the video somehow for next playthrough.
and speaking of Smash Brothers, we'll hold that off later. But yeah, I don't know why I
there.
segue to that, but
Speaking of Smash Brothers, just wait.
just wait a minute. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we
There's a
will.
very interesting story about that, but
Yeah,
I
a
guess
little later.
for my
Uh,
weekend, I guess personally, I just been real tired this weekend. Um,
hey, it's cool.
we went back to the place where
Oh,
Stuff and I set a challenge a long time ago, which we accomplished. It was just two. This time it was three, and we almost didn't accomplish. But I think it was the same way the first time.
okay. People obviously are like, what the hell is he
Yeah.
talking
See,
about?
that's what I do. I'm as vague as possible, and then I throw it to Stuff, and he clarifies it.
So what was it, about 6 years ago,
Yeah, I
maybe?
would think.
Um, Ekis and I, we went into this pizza place in Milwaukee, and you know when you're hungry, you look at pizzas and sizes, and you think everything is too small.
But the important thing is that this particular place has a lot of sizes to choose from.
Correct. They have a bunch of sizes, but they're on the wall, and you look at them, and you're like, man, I don't know, I'm really hungry. Like,
Yeah,
so we ended up ordering this family size pizza, which, if I remember correctly, is 14 inches by 26.
correct.
Um, s- so about 6 years ago, we ordered it, and we made a challenge to ourselves to finish it. A stupid challenge, but still a challenge.
And on the menu it says this pizza serves 6 to 8 people, and it was just 2 people at that time.
So you know what? It was a lot of effort, but we did it. We finished that pizza back then.
Yeah, we did.
Today, um, we decided to go back and we ordered another family size pizza. But we were thinking, hey, we got Victorino with us this time,
Yeah.
so we should be able to do it no problem, right? Well, it turns out Victorino apparently is on a diet or something because he didn't want to clog his arteries. Uh, so he kind of left us hanging, although he tried. But
How many slices or squares did you eat? Get closer.
One from the corners, but he
So, like 10? Nah,
no, you
10.
didn't eat 10.
Not 10. You maybe
little
You ate like
slices?
6.
maybe like
And they were little
8.
ones.
Yeah, they were like little squares. So because this is like a rectangle pizza, so it's not like a circle. So it's cut in squares. But I think I
I
don't
don't
even
know
know
how
how
many
many.
we ate. I just know that it was difficult, but we still did it. That's the important part. Um, no,
Yeah, we didn't have to.
we actually had to go walk around Best Buy for a while, but um, uh, for the most part, we were okay, but it was still difficult.
Yeah.
So we decided next time we're just gonna go for the extra large instead of the family size. I'm sure that next time we're going to forget that we said this,
Yeah.
and we're gonna go for the family again and have the same issue. But yeah, they Victorino, who keeps forgetting to get closer to the mic, mentioned that they do have some good cheese garlic bread,
Yeah.
and that is true.
Yeah. It could have been the fact that me personally, I was hungry as a lion in the
And
desert.
people are like, okay, this guy's ate a family sized pizza and had cheese garlic
Yeah,
bread.
and
Yes,
appetizers.
yes, that is true. That's probably why it was difficult too.
Yeah, because at the end we had one final piece that we didn't. Nobody wanted to take until Stuff stepped up like a man
Stuff
and
that pizza.
ate that slice in 2 bites,
Oh yeah,
maybe
man.
3.
That's how you gotta do it. When you're a professional, that's how you gotta
He
do
took the
it.
bullet. He
I
clogged his
took one for the
arteries for us.
I took one for the team.
Yeah, but that was some
If
good.
I'm not on the next podcast,
You know why?
you all know why.
But it
My
was good.
family's not gonna know because they don't hear this, but you guys will know.
And so yeah, that was some good pizza.
Yeah,
I'm hungry now.
yeah. Um. So
So
anyway, the week. Um. Yeah, the only really interesting thing that happened to me this week, sadly, because I was at work all week, uh, it was some of the Google announcements. Like I was looking forward to those. Like this time of the year, there was a couple of announcements that I was very interested in. I guess the first one um, that that came out a couple of days ago was Verizon. They announced some new um, droids. You know how Verizon has the whole droid
yeah, the
line.
dry line.
This kind of bothers me because they announced 3 new droids: the Droid Max, the Droid Ultra, and the Droid Mini. Yeah, it's like a smaller droid. But okay, but by listening to the names, Droid Max, Droid Ultra, and Droid Mini, which one would you say is the best one?
So,
I would think Ultra.
You would think,
Yes.
but no, it's the Mats.
Okay.
Basically the Droid Razor Mats,
Yeah.
which then became the Droid Razor Mats HD, is now the Droid Mats.
Just the max.
Just the Mats.
Two X's at the end.
Correct. But it just
That's why it's better because it's two X's.
it just
It's
pisses me
so
off. Like,
ridiculous.
come on, guys! Like, you have a good. The Droid Racer Mats was a good name. Like, why do you have to go change it? I don't understand. First of all, why they're even trying to take out the Razer brand from it, since they made such a big deal when they first came out,
Like
going
it was
like,
like
"Oh, the
thin.
Razer is
Yeah.
back."
Crazy.
Um, so now the Droid Ultra, all three of these, by the way, are basically the exact same specs, except for the fact that the Droid Racer the Droid Max now has the usual Max battery, which is like a 3200 milliamp battery, which is supposed to. They're claiming that it's going to last you 2 days. Their claim. I don't know how true it will be.
It may be
Is that
very.
2 days like on standby?
No, supposedly it should be 2 days of normal use.
Normal
But
use.
what is normal
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. Good
um,
point.
then
Finally.
then the Droid Ultra is supposed to be um the Razer one, I guess. It's supposed to be the thinnest one. The
Okay.
Droid Mini is supposed to be like a 4.2-inch screen or some crap like that.
The iPhone combatant.
But again, I'm like, what is it with companies and names? Like, why can't they just, the iPhone has been able to stick with the name. Uh, well, I was gonna say the Nexus, but the Nexus has kind of changed names a few times. But the Galaxy S series have been able to stick to a name, even though I'm sick and tired of all the S variants or all the Galaxy variants. At least
Galaxy S
the
Note.
S has been S1, and the S,
Yeah.
the S2, the S3, the S4. There might be like a couple dozen S4s out there because you have the S4 with the octa-core processor. Now there's going to be another S4 with another processor. Then there's the S4 variant for AT&T that's waterproof. Then there's the S4 camera. Then there,
So many
Yeah.
choices.
it's getting ridiculous. But you had the Droid Racer Max. The Droid Racer Max HD really should have been the Droid Racer Max 2, in my opinion. Or um, now there's the the Droid Max. Why can't they just be the Droid Racer Max 3? I don't
Yeah, it's crazy with the names. Sometimes kind of like the X Bone.
know. It's born.
It's like sometimes they just I don't know, they just have to mess up the whole line.
The first one. Then the X.
Yeah, because it's like Xbox 360.
But the news I'm actually really, really excited. I'm still waiting for is the news about the Moto X phone. So
Yes.
that should be coming out soon. And maybe by the time you guys listen to this podcast, it's already out there. But um, that looks like it looks interesting, and well, we'll see.
Yeah, it does
Eh,
look
yeah.
interesting.
I don't know if it's gonna be my next phone or not, but
The the
it
the
looks
the,
nice.
the details is still like is is it up in the air? Like I
Yeah,
really haven't heard that
personally,
much.
I don't know that much about it,
But there's gonna be a formal
but
announcement on when.
correct. Yeah, there's gonna be one. It's got some things that definitely sound interesting, like the fact that it's supposed to be, like we mentioned on the last podcast, where it's gonna listen to everything you say, and so that it can catch your commands or whatever. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what that's like.
Yeah, yeah, that's interesting. But I
Um,
guess the only problem is that it's gonna come out for Verizon only. Is
I
it
don't
so
don't
far?
don't know yet.
Maybe AT&T, but I know Sprint always.
Definitely correct.
Yeah, like I
Telling
get.
you, man, I am going to be getting rid of Verizon. You should get rid of Sprint, and then we can all join T-Mobile and be happy.
There's a family plan.
Yeah, they get family plans. It's all
The,
good.
the the problem with is that I get a good deal on Sprint, so
But you're not gonna get a better deal than T-Mobile.
we'll have to pay for the. Well, okay,
We'll see. We'll see.
you're gonna have to check out um
Yeah.
Stuff's so
Video.
no Stuff's video soon, coming soon, and it's gonna
Hey,
discuss about the whole T-Mobile
I
thing.
don't try to hide my name. Uh,
Well, if you go to his YouTube
if you
Yeah,
go over to anarchylive.com, you'll be able to check out
it's
my latest
it's
video about the new Verizon Edge, AT&T Next, and T-Mobile Jump services, and how they're basically trying to rip you off, really. But
yep.
and
And
anyway, the other thing, the announcements that really uh, made the week nice for me was the Google announcement, where they announced a new Nexus 7, and they also announced a Chromecast, which is something that nobody was expecting. So it's always, like nowadays, before the announcement, you pretty much know everything that they're gonna be announcing. So to me, it's usually like kind of useless to even look at the announcement because it's usually just confirming everything that we already know. But I love it when there's something announced that nobody was expecting, because then it's completely new. It's like Christmas almost
yeah, and
for a
now
nerd.
yeah, and nowadays that's so hard to kind of do, like keep something a secret.
I know it's surprising whenever one of these companies actually manages to do it. But anyway, there's Nexus 7. It is an upgrade, obviously, to the original Nexus 7.
And so they just kept it in Nexus 7. That's nice.
Yeah, it's just
The
yeah,
upgrade, like new version. You have to say the
eh,
new Nexus 7.
new
correct.
Nexus 7.
I like it. It's kind of like the iPod Touch. The iPod Touch has never been the iPod Touch 2 or the iPod Touch
It just
3.
it's like
It's just the iPod
Size.
Touch. Yeah, you know it by generation.
yeah,
Like I have a
subtitle.
fourth generation, you have a fifth generation. Oh, this is the second generation Nexus 7, which I'm cool with that. It can get confusing at times, but whatever. So what's important about this upgrade? Oh, there's somebody whistling outside. Uh, so first thing that's pretty cool about this new Nexus 7 is the screen. Um, Now, the original Nexus 7 did not have a bad screen. It was a 720p screen, and it was pretty good. But this new one has a 1920 by 1200 resolution, so it is a full 1080p display. Um, they're saying that it is currently the highest PPI uh, tablet out there. I think it was like 320 or something like that. I could be totally wrong on that. It was three something. I'm sure that's probably gonna be for a short period of time, but it is nice to it's nice to have, because like the Nexus 10 tablet has always had a very high PPI and has always been like very high res. So it's nice that now the 7 and the 10 are both pretty high res. Um, the other thing that they added to the Nexus 7 was a camera. How do you feel about people taking pictures with their tablets?
You know, the only thing is, at least this is 7 inches, but yeah, like like why? Like it's very annoying because like you're blocking everybody behind you trying to take pictures of the same thing. Like
Correct. I
especially when
mean,
especially when they take video with it.
it's bad enough when you're like at a birthday party or something where it's just a few people and it's like family and friends. But when you're doing that outside at special events,
Yeah.
you're just being rude.
Yeah,
Like
like for example, if you're you happen to be like at the beach with your family, and something happens, and you don't have your camera, but you do have your tablet. Okay, go ahead.
Correct.
But
I'm always saying, like whatever camera you have, use it. Um,
reach for your
but
phone first.
correct. Like, think about it first for a second. Like, is this really my only option? And like you said, a 7-inch tablet is not that bad, but still, it's not meant to be your photography tool. I do tend to like tablets with a camera, mostly because I use it at work. Like at work, um, sometimes we will do like a flow chart or whatever on the whiteboard, and I'm taking notes, and I like to go ahead and take a quick picture of the whiteboard rather than just write down
Write
the
it
thing.
down. Yeah.
Um, and for stuff like that, you don't really need super high res camera.
Yeah.
So usually something with like a 5 megapixel, I'm cool with. Um, and that's what the Nexus 7 has. It has a 5 megapixel camera, so don't expect to be taking any professional pictures with it. But you know, eh, it's useful.
Yeah.
Um, let's see what else do we have on this new Nexus 7. Uh, they, I don't know if you remember, but the original Nexus, it was one of the first devices, if not the first device, to use the Tegra 3 processor. And even though NVIDIA now has the Tegra 4, which is what they're using on that NVIDIA Shield, they decided to not go with the Tegra 4. They decided to go with the Snapdragon S4 Pro, which is the same processor that the current Nexus 4 uses, and it is also the same processor that, like, a phone like the Droid DNA uses. I think I could be wrong, but I know the Droid DNA and the HTC One are very similar. I don't know if they're using the same processor also. Um, but it is a very nice processor. It has proven to be extremely good. It is a quad core 1.5 gigahertz processor. So, yeah, it's got a nice processor.
Yeah.
Um,
And
it is still just a quad core, just like it used to be. It is only a little bit faster, but I honestly feel that the S4 is a better processor than the Tegra 3. It is also running at 2 gigabytes of RAM, which is more than the previous 1 gigabyte of RAM. And finally, this time the Nexus 7 does have HDMI out, or it's got some kind of special port that allows you to do HDMI out, and it has wireless charging,
oh, okay, that's cool.
which I'm a huge fan of wireless charging. Like,
Yes.
I know it's kind of useless because it's very simple to just plug in the port, but I don't know. I like my phone. It has wireless charging. I like being able to just set it down on this little thing and just
Yeah.
it's easier. I don't know.
How does that
It's
wireless?
fun.
How does it
You gonna what?
Magic, dude. It
Yeah, it's
works like
magic. Yeah.
magic.
work? Magic and unexplained science.
See, that's
Physics and
you need Bill Nye the Science Guy, man.
All right.
who
He-
seems to be back. Well, he showed up on a YouTube video.
yeah,
I
and
don't know if it's gonna keep showing
I
up or
hope he
not.
does. That'll be so cool.
Yeah, I
I
like
really
Bill
like
Nye.
Bill Nye.
It, it's funny because most of the comments I saw in the video is like, "Oh my god, it's Bill Nye."
Yeah,
It's like
that's
I,
like
I I thought I was gonna see a bunch of comments from a bunch of online assholes that
yeah,
are like, "Oh, you suck," but no, most people were like, "Oh, I remember him from my childhood."
yeah, and Bill Nye is one of those guys that made you wish that your science teacher was Bill Nye the Science
I
Guy.
know he makes science fun, man,
Yeah,
and it's good to see that he still has it.
yeah, he's still.
So,
I think he was kind of rusty in that video a little bit,
Yeah,
cause,
well, he has
but
some.
that's the charm.
Um. So yeah, that is the that is the Bill Nye, and that is the Nexus 7. Uh,
Yeah,
that now the issue with this Nexus 7 is that it is going to cost you a little bit more. The original Nexus 7, if you wanted the basic 16 gigabyte model, it was going to cost you $200. Now the 16 gigabyte model is going to cost you $230, which kind of sucks, but um, my dog is barking. Uh, kind of sucks, but you are getting a high res display. You are getting a wireless
Charging.
charging. You are getting uh 2 gigs of RAM. You are getting um what was I gonna say? You're getting the camera,
The
um,
HDMI out.
HDMI out. So I think it's worth it.
For
It's for
30 bucks
30.
more, yeah.
Yeah,
It's only 30 bucks.
exactly. And speaking of only $30 or $35, uh,
Good one.
there's the Chromecast, the other thing that they announced. So what is this Chromecast?
Oh, what
You-
is it? You're asking me? Hey, I should probably be working at Best Buy. Or you tell me what the Chromecast is.
No, because I know that you have a story about asking people what the Chromecast is.
Right.
So what did happen? Well, let me explain what the Chromecast is. Then we can go to your story.
Yeah.
Um, so the Chromecast is this device that is basically it's like a USB uh, flash drive. That's what it looks like anyway.
Yeah.
But it's HDMI. So you plug it into the back of your TV to the HDMI port, and then you have to also plug in power from a USB source. They don't really show that on the pictures or anything, so that get confusing. You also have to have a Wi-Fi connection to make it work. But once you have the Wi-Fi connection, once you have the USB power, what you can do is you can um, view content from your phone, tablet, or computer on your TV. So let's say that I'm on my phone and I'm watching a YouTube video, and now I want to share that YouTube video with everyone through the TV. I can just push a button and the video plays on the TV. It is not streaming from the phone. Basically, the phone just sends the Chromecast the information of the link and where you are in the video, and the Chromecast connects to the internet and it downloads the video. It looks up the video itself and it plays it itself. Basically, the Chromecast is running a very light version of the Chrome OS that you find on Chromebooks, and that's how it's able to do that. But you can do this with videos on YouTube or Netflix. I believe Hulu also. Um, so it's just kind of cool. Like if you have a regular TV and you've been wanting to get a smart TV because you want to be able to watch Netflix on it, well, now you can just get this adapter that costs $35 and get the same thing. Just look up the Netflix on video on your phone, tablet, or computer. Press the little button and send the video the TV.
Yeah. And 35 bucks.
$35, man. That
Yeah.
that that's the biggest surprise because
35
it's
bucks.
$35. It's doing basically what things like Roku or Apple TV do, and those are I know Roku is like 50 something bucks, so it's not that much more, but it's still more. Um,
But it's
uh,
bigger too.
it is bigger, and Apple TV is $100, and Apple you can only use with Apple products. This Chrome thing you can use with your computer, you can use with your Android phones, you can use it with your Android tablet, or you can use it with your iPhone or iPad or iPad
Anything
Mini.
with Chrome. Yeah.
Any device with Chrome. Oh, and that's another thing. You can look up a web page on your Chrome browser and then show it on the TV as well. So, and when you do that, you're actually showing that tab, so you can always go back and on the computer keep doing whatever else. It's gonna keep showing the tab that you decided to share with it. So you're not stuck doing that thing. Same with the phone. Like once you're looking at a YouTube video and you send it over to the Chromecast, you can go back to doing whatever you want with the phone,
Man.
and you can keep controlling the Chromecast from the phone. But not only can you control it from the phone, like if you want, you can control it from your tablet, or you can keep controlling it from your computer, from any one of those devices that is hooked up to your Chrome. You'll be able to keep controlling your video from there.
Man, this is gonna revolutionize the porn viewing experience.
It is going to eventually make porn better.
Yeah, cause like you can just like put the porn from your phone into the TV,
Correct.
watch it, and then be like, and you can take it off from using your phone. I would think
Correct.
so. So you can multitask. So you can, watch
You need
porn,
to multitask when you're watching
porn with, and then on the other hand, you're finding out who the actress is.
Yes, that's what you're doing
And
with
with the
your.
other hand, you're eating a cheeseburger. But
Yep.
or you're gonna be I don't know, doing something else.
You always turn everything into porn, dude.
So technology revolves around porn. So
You know, we say it jokingly, but it kind of does a lot of times.
yeah, it's
It is a huge industry.
what is it like? I would think it's more than 50% porn.
The internet is for porn.
That's what it is for. That's why Al Gore invented it for. And
And for what's his name? That Wiener dude that's trying to run for
for mayor.
mayor of New York.
And
Anthony Weiner.
and you know what the internet can be used for? To find out if you have products in stock in your store.
Okay, I guess we're going with the story now.
Okay, so Best Buy, we have such a love-hate relationship with.
We do.
It's a store that we like to go to because, as you said, it's toys for us.
Well,
Everything in there is toys
as I said in our in our test
in our test.
podcast today.
So it's a store that we like to go because we like technology, and
Right. I mean, for nerds like us, it's like Mecca. It's like
it's like Mecca.
I'm saying this during Ramadan. I'm going to hell. For nerds like us, it's like it's Christmas. It's just awesome, because they have all the toys that we want to play with.
And
Well,
so
not all the toys. But,
most of the toys we like to play, and so Stuff and I decided to go to Best Buy after we ate that big pizza. So we wanted to go walk around and maybe bring some of that food down. So we decided to go to Best Buy to see if they. First, we went there just to look around, and then we decided, hey, let's see if there's a Chromecast here.
yeah, because supposedly it was already in the stores.
Yeah, so we didn't know if they have it or not. So
we weren't thinking straight.
we
we
thought
were
that
full.
we thought that maybe we can ask somebody like just to be like helpful
Because we were walking around in the store, we may as well purchase something.
yeah. So like we were like, okay, so we went to this guy who seemed like he was trying to hide. So I didn't even know if he worked there because he had a white shirt. And I think the white shirt means like a trainee or a rookie, or
I don't
he
know.
had to be.
I don't know what it means.
I really hope that was.
I hope it doesn't mean senior.
I really hope that it was his first day on the job because it was pretty funny. So we go up to him and we ask if there were any Chromecasts,
and then his expression on his face looked like a deer on headlights. Like, huh?
like
Okay.
and he kind of like so you explained to him what the Chromecast was.
Yes, I told him, it's this HDMI device for transferring, video from your device to the TV.
So his response was, I think he said, he after thinking for a little bit, like he said, maybe there's like in 3 different sections.
Yeah, he was like, there's 3 different places where I believe it might be.
Yeah.
It's
So
like, ooh,
so we're like,
let's go on a journey.
so he took us on a journey, through the computers, like all the aisles. He was just looking, like he didn't. I don't even think he knew what those 3 particular areas were. So he just like walk and I kind of try to help him, like saying, like maybe they're by like the Chromebooks because it's a Google
It's a
product. because
Chromecast.
because I see the like the Apple stuff like all with the Apple stuff. Like it
Correct.
doesn't matter like if it's like chargers or wires or whatever. So it's usually in the same thing. So I was like, okay, they sell Chromebooks here. Maybe it's somewhere where the Chromebooks were. They were not, and he was kind of like looking around, and we kind of suggested like he said like
The whole time he was like, "Oh God, like these people want help. I don't know what they're looking for. It's my first day here. Come on, guys, give me a break. Go
that,
somewhere else."
and that's why I sort of like the employees. That's why you can never find any employees when you want, like when you actually need help. They're always like walking around fast. They're walking fast
Yeah,
because
they're like, "Oh, I'm busy. Don't ask me."
like once you look at them, they kind of look at you like
I'm
like
like, "Shit."
like in a jungle. They just look at you and they just stare at you like they don't move. And then once you like move,
If I don't move, he can't see
I'm
me.
camouflaged, like or whatever. I'm acting like I'm camouflaged right now. And so and as soon as you like take a step towards them, they like walk away and like, oh, I'm busy right now. Like they never wanna like a lot of times it's so hard to find somebody. And when they do ask if you want help, they're like they just ask it out of courtesy. I can just expect somebody to say, like, do you need help? And you'll be like, yes. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have any time right now. Like, well, anyways,
You're lucky you don't need any help, right?
they should might as well just say that you don't need any help first, right? So okay, so the guy didn't know where it was, so he kind of like said, "Oh, go check over there by the TVs," and we were like, "Okay, we'll probably go check over there." And as soon as we started walking away, I swear that he had like I heard like a sigh of relief, like, "Oh, those people are gone. Good thing." So
he probably felt relieved, like, "Oh my God, that was difficult. That
that
was."
was such a challenge.
I need to get.
And so okay, first from that from there, just thinking of that before we continue on, what is the process for you getting a job at Best Buy?
At Best Buy.
What do you think is the process in an interview?
I believe the person applying sits down and they're like, "Hey, what's your name?" They're like, "My name is S." Okay. Do you know anything about computers? Yes. Okay, then we don't need you. If they say no, then they're like, "Okay, you're hired."
Oh wow.
Uh, no, honestly, I don't know. And I have a friend uh, called Phil that at one point I remember he used to work at a Best Buy, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's cool. Like you're out there helping people," because he's like really into technology and stuff. He was like, "No, no, I work in the warehouse." And I'm like, "Why the hell are you in the warehouse? Like, you probably know more about." He taught me a lot of what I know. So I'm like, You know more about computers than all of them put together, probably." Like, no, yeah, that's where I work. So, I think going back to the whole personality thing that we were talking about, I think usually they don't put that many introverts uh, up front because we're not that great at dealing with customers. Most
That's
introverts
true.
are like, leave me alone. Uh,
That's true.
so they tend to pick the extroverts, the enthusiastic ones that want to try and sell people things. Um,
And that is true because when I go to Milwaukee PC, I have those nerds there.
yeah, they
And,
probably know more about computers, but they're probably not that helpful.
yeah, they're
You
such
probably ask them like, "Oh, I'm looking for this," and they probably look at you like idiots.
yeah, like I swear, I went to Milwaukee PC, and I walked there, and because I needed RAM, I knew the number, I knew the size, I knew everything about it. I even had the extra RAM that I needed with the numbers. So I went to the guy and like, okay, I need this number RAM and whatever. He's like, are you sure that's what you need? Because you can't return it once you open it. I'm like, bitch, I know what I need. I have the extra 1 year, and yeah, they just don't have that. So
No,
yeah,
dude, I just gathered this information from something else that
yeah.
I looked at, and I figure, hey, mine must be the same.
So okay, so anyways, at Best
So,
Buy.
So yeah, I mean, in a way, I can understand the problem that Best Buy has because they are there to make money. They're not gonna be paying like top salary. So most people that know a lot about computers, they end up going to work for IT somewhere.
Yeah.
Um,
More
so
professional jobs.
correct. So they're not gonna be working at Best Buy. Um, they have to go with what they have, but at the same time, they also need people that are presentable, so that they can show uh, show them out.
But
Like that lady that was at the Samsung thing. She probably didn't know that much about the devices.
but you'll hot.
She was hot, so it made people want to go talk to her,
Yeah.
like
Eh,
we did.
Oh yeah, exactly.
But
The reason we did not was because she was gonna say something stupid, and
and it
then we
was
wouldn't
gonna
have.
crush her dreams.
Yeah, she wasn't gonna like us anymore. But anyways, so we went to the place that guy sent us, and we found the Roku's because we were trying to look for some Best Buy representative there, and we couldn't find any. They were just like rushing along, like you have to run at them to catch up to them.
And then you need Wonder Woman's lasso of truth in order to get them to say, "I don't know."
Okay, so we saw the Roku's, we saw everything. There was nothing there. So I just decided to, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna look it up myself. So we went back to the computers, and ironically, we used the Chromebook to. So we went to the Best Buy .com and typed up, searched
Chromecast.
Chromecast, and we found out that there was none in stock. They don't sell them in the stores, and they were sold out online. Now my question is, shouldn't this have been something he would have done first? Like, it's okay if you don't know something, but at least give like some like help.
Yeah,
Like say,
try to help out.
eh,
Like if you don't know, just say, "Look, I don't know what that is, but here's a computer because it's Best Buy. There's computers.
yeah, everywhere. Just turn around and you find one.
Here's a computer. Let's look it up real quick and help me look it up because maybe maybe I'm an older person who knows I want this, but I don't not really familiar with computers, so maybe I need him to help me find it. Um, but even if I'm not, that should be his job to be like, hey, let's look it up real quick. Like you would think that would be the first thing.
Yeah,
Um, either look it up online or look it up on their own uh, internal
yeah,
computers
their inventory,
that would
whatever.
give them a better idea of their inventory of things. Um, although I'm still very, very surprised that a young person that works at Best Buy would not know what a Chromecast is when it's being all over the news right now. Yeah.
Yeah,
All over the tech news, but you would still think that if they're working at Best Buy, part of them must be into technology.
like I would think like they would have like, and I'm pretty sure they probably do like, so like in the employee lounge they have like a billboard, maybe saying like, okay, this is the new thing, but
Correct.
then maybe the employees just don't care to look into that.
Correct. You would think that there is such a thing as in the mornings, have a little meeting and be like, hey, by the way, these are the new things that are gonna be out today. So you'll probably get a lot of people asking about it. But
So if there's any, by any chance, anybody who views this and works at Best Buy, feel free to comment us your stories about working at Best Buy, or what's the truth behind being an employee at Best Buy if you actually work in a store. Because I tried applying for Best
how
Buy.
much weed do you know?
I tried applying at Best Buy when I was like 18 years old, and I did not get the job. So I don't know if I was like too qualified for it, because I don't know.
Maybe too nerdy for them. I don't know.
Maybe I knew too much about tech, but yeah. So that's a fun little story from Best Buy, and it just really makes you think about why Best Buy is failing. Like, you would think that you go to Best Buy because supposedly those employees are knowledgeable, because it is Best
Well,
Buy.
I
So
don't, but I think most people do.
yeah, most people. That's what I think. Like, most people think that that's the place or
Correct.
people are gonna give them the accurate information, and it's just sad that
Sadly, it's not.
yeah.
So many times I see Best Buy employees giving out information that I hear it and I'm like, you idiot. Um,
Yeah.
but I leave it alone because it's not my business. But sometimes I really feel bad, but
But those,
and I have to admit that sometimes I like to just go and fuck with Best Buy employees, like ask them questions that I know they won't be able to answer, and I know it's wrong, but
hey,
I gotta have some fun too.
I think their strongest point is the video game section because I think they actually put people who know about video games usually,
No,
but
that's because that's all they do when there's no one there.
that's how they play video games. But the funniest ones that I see is when they have like when they don't speak English and they have the little child trying to translate to the sales representative, and the parents are telling the child to tell the representative something, but then they don't know how to explain. Come on, it's a kid. They don't know how to like about megapixels. Like it's like a
Yeah.
7-year-old kid.
Speaking of video games and kids,
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Start. What?
Well, we
I was
can't.
saying, speaking of video games and kids, don't die in the studio, dude.
Well,
I'm
we
about to
can't
die.
find no Metal Gear.
Yeah, we
Um,
couldn't find Metal Gear, but yeah, and it goes to Nintendo.
Nintendo, Nintendo,
Nintendo.
Nintendo, Nintendo. What are you doing, Nintendo?
Yeah, what's going on, Nintendo? Where's the love?
Yeah,
I
we're
thought I
hearing
thought we
rumors.
had I thought we had an agreement that we would buy your games and you would let us play your games and would not mess with us. Okay.
Um,
Oh wow.
so apparently Nintendo has been a little dickish lately. Yeah, I don't
But
know if that's the right word, but I was being told by one of our listeners, who goes by the name of Ryder, my friend, who actually listened to one of our
oh,
podcasts.
so we do have a
Yeah,
listener.
he
Oh,
did
yeah.
listen.
Hey, what's up,
Um,
Ryder?
he was he was telling me about this.
Hey, buddy.
Ne- hey, friend. Uh, we love. No, I'm kidding. He was telling me about this tournament that Nintendo was trying to get Smash Brothers taken out of there because they just didn't like these people using their image, their license on a tournament. And I forgot the name of the tournament. I think it was like EVO, and it's supposed to be like a very like professional tournament, one of the best. Supposedly it is a fighting games tournament, and it's one of those where they are very picky about the type of games that they use. Like they don't want any games where you could just get away with just smashing buttons.
Mhm. They want
uh,
skill.
they want skill, and they have Super Smash Brothers as one of their games that they play. So you would think for Nintendo this would be a good thing, like saying, "Hey, your game is good enough to be on this tournament." But instead, they were bitching about it.
I mean, it's kind of like you can see two sides of the story because at the same time, maybe going up to Nintendo first and having some kind of like agreement, cause kind of like how you explained it earlier, is like it is their game. I mean, it's
Correct.
okay. It's fine to like Nintendo should let them use their game, but at the same time, like they should make sure that because if it's for profit, I would think that that tournament is
Uh,
for profit.
it's a pretty big tournament, so I'm guessing they make money somehow.
Yeah, because
S-
do people come
Either
in and like
I don't know if people have to pay to participate or what, but
or is there
obviously
like a live audience or something? Do you know?
y-
I would think it's like live. So there is a live audience, so maybe there is like a paid attendance, maybe like
correct.
even if it's like $5 or something. So I would think like
So yeah, the point that I was making to earlier when Ekis and I were talking about this is that it is there's some money being made, and your game is in the tournament, so in a way your game is the source of some of this money that they're making. So should you get a cut of that money, um so it totally depends.
I mean like It's a good thing for Nintendo because yeah, because it's like saying okay, this game is a good game, and it's a game that a lot of people enjoy.
Correct.
So it's good publicity for them, and is you just have to like make sure like Nintendo should allow it, like even if like, but at least have their blessing, I would think.
Correct, and it kind of became a thing, and some people got upset. Like a lot of the fans got upset, and Nintendo eventually gave in, and they're like, "All right, do whatever." But which is good, it's good for Nintendo to actually listen to the fans and be flexible. It's just kind of weird that they even went with this to begin with.
Yeah,
But usually there's tons of tournaments out there, and one of the things I remember talking to my friend about is the fact that Nintendo is the one that's always saying that their games is to be played in groups.
yeah.
Well, here you have a group you're bitching about, but obviously that's not what they mean. Um, but who knows? Maybe this tournament has gotten bigger and bigger, and maybe that's why now they were like, hey, like you're making a lot of money, and part of that comes because of our game. So I don't know.
Because I don't think Nintendo would care if, like,
Yeah,
let's say a
like if we
school,
hold a tournament, they
yeah,
don't
like,
care of a school or something.
yeah, a school does it just for like a Christmas party or whatever,
Correct.
you know.
But
We
like
remain,
like, like I said, it's all good now. Nintendo finally gave the okay. Because I know for a while they were like, okay, you can use the game in the tournament, but you can't stream any of it.
okay, so like that story, like, okay, Nintendo, why are you doing this? Okay, got resolved, but then Nintendo comes out with something else, and I forgot who's the producer of Super Smash Brothers. Do you know? Do you remember Victorino?
I know the first initial is S.
I know
S.
it's like Suzuki. I'm not sure. I don't
Can't
wanna.
even pronounce.
I don't even want to botch his name.
Just call him the Super Smash Brother.
Masahiro Sakurai.
Sakurai.
Sakurai. Masahiro Sakurai.
Let me see that.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, Masahiro Sakurai.
Okay, so this individual stated that the upcoming Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U and the Nintendo DS will not, the 3DS will not have cutscenes or a story mode. And for all the people who like Super Smash Brothers, especially the Brawl that came out for the Wii, it wasn't great. It was decent. It was a entertaining, as we would say,
Yeah,
entertaining
but
story mode.
some people hated
And people, they don't have to play it, but
that.
if you don't like, but it was like something that was like, it was more fan service than anything, because
Okay.
you had cutscenes where Solid Snake interacted with Diddy Kong, and you had like fun cutscenes. So apparently like some of those cutscenes got leaked early, and this guy didn't like it. um so he decided to punish people by by the new games not having any story mode or any cutscene, which I think it's a shame, because I think it was a good addition to the game.
It's dickish, is what it
It's
is.
it is kind
Like
of,
I didn't leak anything. Why am I being punished?
and like right now we're in right now currently as we're podcasting, we're, well, not right now, but we're playing Super Smash Brothers, and we are showing cutscenes, but I don't know what the big deal is of showing those cutscenes.
I mean, I can understand how they get upset with leaks like that. Although at the same time, I'm like, okay, if there's leaks, then you have a problem on your side.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause somebody over there is leaking information. So but I can definitely understand how you're trying to keep something secret, and it goes out. But it's just shit that happens.
But I don't think it ruined anybody's experience with that game.
Correct. And
I don't
I
understand.
I think they just decided, hey, let's just use this as an excuse and save money on having to make more or
More
something.
cutscenes and just concentrate on the basic. I mean, I'm still gonna buy the game,
Yeah, of
but
course.
because it is a good game,
You know, I,
but
I've
it's
never
a shame.
I'll probably buy this game, but I've never bought a Super Smash Brothers game. Like in my whole collection, I don't have a single Super Smash Brothers game.
You don't.
I don't because didn't it first come out? It first came out on the
64.
N64, but it came out after because between the N64 and the Wii, there was a long period where I just didn't really care about video gaming that
Okay.
much, uh, or about Nintendo games. So it's probably the years that I spent playing like Final Fantasy 11 and and World of Warcraft. But um, I know that I like the GameCube. I bought it, but I don't remember ever really buying any games for it.
Yes,
Other than maybe
Mario Sunshine.
so but yeah, like I know Smash Brothers was very popular, but I just didn't really care for it. So I never bought it for the N64. I never bought it for the GameCube. I never actually even bought it for the Wii. So now I'm like, and for the longest time I've been like, I really should try that game.
The first time I remember vividly, the first time I saw Super Smash Brothers, I'm pretty sure you remember this. I don't know if Victor remembers this, but Target used to have like these screens, like by the video game sections, that would show you videos. Like you would touch,
Yes, yeah,
you
yeah.
would touch like
I'm-
buttons,
I remember
and you
those.
would show they would show you like the trailers on the screen, and like I saw this picture like it says Super Smash Brothers and it had like Pikachu versus Mario, and I pushed that button and I saw it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's so great. I was so excited for that
It's
game
like
when it came out.
all the Nintendo characters
Yeah,
together.
that was like
And that was
that was like the greatest idea ever. And I don't know if it was done before, like if a company ever like put all like a bunch of their characters to just like fight it out. But I know that after that game came out, like almost everybody started doing that with like Sony recently did that with Battle All Star Battle. I bought the game. I haven't even played it yet, but
Um,
soon. But yeah,
and
that's
and,
just
and by the way,
such a fun game.
I have played Super Smash Brothers. I just never actually purchased one.
Yeah, so it's a real fun game, and it's one of those
I think
games
I
that
played it at your house.
maybe.
No,
and
it was
and
at
yeah, and I can understand that that game you do need skill because it's not just button smashing because the levels are so big that you have to like jump around. So it's such a good game.
Yeah, if you look at her face,
However,
you can tell.
I came up with a theory about Nintendo. Um, because obviously they're trying to keep a lot of their gaming stuff secret, and I think that's the problem, you know, that they're having. Like they don't want people playing their games at tournaments. They don't want people showing videos of their games. They don't want people doing anything with their games. So that's what's going on with the Wii U. They're making games, they're just not releasing them because it's the only way to keep people from
From
actually playing them.
playing games and putting them online.
Correct. So that's my theory. I'm like that. That's what's going on. That's why we don't have Wii U games
Genius.
because otherwise people will know about them, and they don't want that.
You're genius. And it's funny that Sony and Microsoft were like pushing for that sharing,
Correct.
but Nintendo is like, no, fuck sharing.
The people that talk so much about sharing the games with your friends and whatever. I don't understand Nintendo lately. I don't know what they're doing. They're
Yeah.
just shooting themselves over and over.
Nintendo.
I still like them, but
They just
but they
maybe
pissed me off.
maybe that guy is just saying that there's not gonna be any cutscenes,
I don't know.
and then maybe he's like, "Psych." Here's like, if he does that,
We're just kidding, guys. No,
trying to
know
keep
what
it a secret or something. But
who knows? Anyway,
yeah,
probably we should probably start saying our goodbyes
yeah.
for episode 9.
9 is in the books or
Um,
in the record of on the
by
interwebs.
episode 10, after episode 10, we can't count no more. So
So we're just gonna have to like name them like this episode A.
real? This
We're like
episode, no,
10A,
this episode,
10B. No, I'm kidding. No, do any of you have anything else that you wanted to talk about? Or
Anything else before we
Victorino?
wrap it up?
this episode 8.
No, it's 9. Yeah,
We
we
did
know.
8
Yeah,
last week. You haven't uploaded it
yeah,
yet.
yeah. You haven't uploaded Victorino.
Because someone don't want to do the work.
Okay, so I guess it's in
Keep
the
that for
books.
the office, Victorino.
And but yeah, hopefully Nintendo is able to release these games and be like somebody like
Nintendo needs to quit worrying so much about what people do and start worrying about their games.
if they make the games that people want, people will buy it. That's your end game. That people will buy your games.
Yeah, but make them.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Well, you can depend that they usually make good games. So,
All right.
all right.
Where can people follow?
People can follow us on if you look at our on the what's it called our channel page. You'll find us at GameXPresents at the Facebooks, at the
Facebooks,
at the Twitters, and at the Google Pluses
Google Pluses.
and the Instagrams
Nobody
the-
wants to follow us on Instagram.
and the Honeygrams. No Vine yet.
No Vine, no.
Twitch.
No Snapchat yet.
You can find me
No
as
Tumblr.
TSN Stuff on Twitter. I'm also TSN Stuff on YouTube. On
Yeah.
the tubes.
On the tubes, the fallopian tubes. Okay, that's just stupid. But soon we'll have a proper place where you can download the podcast officially.
Officially.
Cause yeah, we need to do that.
Yeah,
soon.
an audio file.
Yeah.
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 All right.
All right.
All right, this is Stuff.
This is Zekis.
This is Victorino.
And you have just listened to episode 9 of GameXPresents.
Yes. Have a good night.
Bye.
Love you.
What the fuck?